folks, Amber Broadway here. Great to see you. Today I am joined by Casey Hall, our Director of Lifts. We're going to talk a little bit about lift maintenance, lift ops, how we manage and run our lifts here. So Casey, will you share with our guests, how long have you been at Solitude?
This is my 25th season here at Solitude.
25th season. Holy
Yep.
cow. You started in 2000?
Yep.
Amazing. And in your 25 years, have you always worked in lifts?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Started as a lift operator and then moved into maintenance after 2 years.
Okay, so started as lift operator, so you've been in lift maintenance for 23 years.
Yep.
Awesome. So behind us, you'll see we have our Eagle lift. This is our newest 6-pack. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to start right off the bat. Do you have a favorite lift?
Oh, it's always been Eagle.
Always Eagle?
It's always been Eagle.
Yeah. I have to say, I always tell people there's always that lift at the resort that gets you the best vertical. Your best bang for the buck. I agree. I think Eagle is that lift. Casey, why don't we just start with, you've been doing this work for a long time. Why do you love it? What is it about it that you like?
I just like getting my hands on the lifts. Something new every day.
Yep. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Something I enjoy.
And you're outside a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're a rider. You get your riding days in.
Absolutely. That's
Awesome.
why we're here.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our team. How many lift mechanics do we have here at Solitude?
There are 10 lift mechanics and then manager and me. So
Okay.
12 total.
Yeah. And as we go down that lift, so our manager is Matt Schiffman. How long has he been here?
Around 20 years.
20 years. And then we have our supervisor, Pekka.
Pekka,
How long has he been here?
about 15 years.
Okay, and then under that, like, we only have a couple of really new tenured mechanics, right?
Under Pekka, the majority of them around 8-9 years, and then a few of them 2-3 years.
Yep. So it's pretty awesome. So a group of 12, the majority of our mechanics are very lucky. I think big credit to Casey. Our mechanics have been here. We have an incredible tenure here, which is remarkable. Talk to the team a little bit. In the winter, what does generally a normal day for lift mechanic look like? What time do you guys rock in?
They get here every morning at 6:30.
Okay.
Go do all the pre-operational checks on the lifts. Get it ready for the day.
Yep. So they're checking things, and then do the mechanics stay on the hill, stay near the lifts throughout the day?
Yeah, top of summit is the hard one to get to, so somebody's stationed up there all day long.
Okay.
Then just depending on weather
Okay.
and crowds.
And how did your team get around during the day?
If they're moving around the base area, we'll use snowmobiles, but
Okay.
generally they're on their snowboards moving from lift to lift.
Yeah.
Skis or snowboards.
Skis or snowboards, yeah. Okay. Awesome. So they're coming in at 6:30. They're here till lifts close, wrapping up around 4:30.
And depending if they've got, they could be here till 6-7 if they're, depending on what needs to happen with the lifts.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So we have a mix. We have 8 lifts here.
Yep.
Okay. And we have
Lifts
a
and a
mix.
carpet.
8 lifts and a carpet. We have our lifts are Doppelmayr predominantly.
Yep.
Okay. What can you share with our guests the difference between what a fixed grip and a detachable is?
So a fixed grip, the grip is fixed on the rope. It doesn't come off. Constant speed the whole way around. Chair travels around the bull wheel. Detached, the grip is actually detaching from the rope. Being conveyed by tires through the terminal, so it slows down for easy loading, easy unloading.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a mix of both style lifts here.
Half and half.
Half and half, yeah. I would say, Eagle here is a detached. This is our only 6-pack. Moonbeam, Apex, and Honeycomb Return? Summit. Okay. And then the rest are all fixed. Sunrise, Link, Powderhorn, Honeycomb. Okay, so we got a mix of both. Let's share with our guests a little bit about the busy season for lift maintenance is when.
We do the majority of our work in the summertime, but it's year-round busy.
Yeah, but let's share some detail with our guests about what does summer look like? What are you guys doing on the lifts in the summer?
Work chairs go on. They're lifting the rope off every tower, checking bearings, greasing the bushings in the ship assemblies, pulling chairs off to do non-destructive testing on. It's busy. We literally start the day after we close, and we're going until the day we open.
Yeah. So the busy season for lift maintenance, while it's true they're doing a lot of repair work in the winter as necessary, they're busy from the day we close until the day it opens. Like summer, they're full on every chair. It's overhaul. It has a different schedule. and you spent all summer doing that. We track all our records.
Yep.
Talk to the team a little bit about non-destructive testing. Like what is that? Why do we do that?
We test 20% of all of our chairs and grips each year, just looking for cracks, subsurface cracks, just trying to make sure that nothing's failing.
So they come off the lift.
Come off, get completely disassembled. We've got a dark room down in our shop that they get magnetized, and then a solution gets ran over them that get the glows in the fluorescent lighting. So if there's a crack, it gets drawn to it, and you're able to see it.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing process to watch all those pieces come off. So we're doing every chair roughly once every 5 years. It goes off the haul ropes. Every chair on the resort.
Yep.
Okay, and it gets completely disassembled, completely tested, and then put back together. Now, talk to our group a little bit too about testing and compliance. So here in the state of Utah, every year, what do our lifts go through in order to be operational for the public?
I mean, besides the maintenance we're doing, we have an outside rope inspector that comes in and does inspections on all our haul ropes and maintenance inspections. So towards the end of the summer, all the work that we have done gets checked by sometimes 3 different engineers, an engineer from the state, the Forest Service, and then a private engineer.
Yeah, and that's every year, every lift.
Yep.
Like every fall.
Yep, we can't get registration for the lifts until that's completed.
Right, can't get our registrations. If we don't have our registrations, we don't run the lifts.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So we just wanted to share, like, a little bit about what we're doing here, and how we, we're highly regulated and the work that we do. What does it take to become a lift mechanic? Like, talk a little bit about, especially as the lifts have modernized, like there's electrical, there's mechanical, there's electronics. Like, talk a little bit about some of that, like, general knowledge you have to know.
I mean, a lot of the people that have came, it's just been on the job training.
Yeah.
We like to hire from within, but there's a lot of schooling out there these days that people can go to and get a head start on it.
Yeah.
Altera's got a great program they're doing right now. So
yeah, so our Altera Mountain Company, our ownership group, we've partnered with Colorado Mountain College.
Yep.
And so we have a program where we've sent, I think, 2 mechanics.
This is our third.
This will be our
mechanic is doing it
third.
right now.
This year they go for several weeks, right?
Yep, the ones we're doing now is a 16-week program.
So it's a 16-week program. They go to, where is it? I forget.
It's online for this one, but
This one?
the intensive one is in Leadville.
Leadville, yep. So we have an opportunity here when we hire within, sometimes out of lift ops. We have these programs with Altera to get them into intensive training in order to up their skills, in order to progress through. We have lift mechanics 1s, 2s, and 3s based on skills and years of experience, right?
Yep.
And then Casey here has been a big part of that. He's also helping us through Ski Utah. We have a partnership with the resorts in Utah with Salt Lake Community College. And we're trying to get a very similar program going here so it's local to support all of the lift maintenance needs, growing needs that we have here in the state of Utah. But I would say one of the things that's really always surprising with the work you do is I'm always surprised by the amount of like electronics and electrical and and you see these and it's very obvious the mechanical pieces, but the electronic components are, to me, when you have a chance to kind of look behind the curtain, it's always really amazing. You really need a variety of skills to do this job.
The newer lifts are definitely a lot different than the older.
Yeah.
A lot of electronics involved.
Right. So in those manuals, when we upgraded Eagle to this new style of lift, I mean, the whole manuals come in and it's like, it's a lot of work on your part learning.
8 different binders for this lift. So.
8 different binders for this. We're at the 8 different binders, manuals for this lift that Casey and his team. And we're really lucky that Doppelmayr is here locally. We have a great relationship with them, support-wise. So as far as like the technical part of being a lift mechanic, just to share with our guests, what's the fun part? Like, tell me about some of the things that you guys get to see and do that maybe other employees don't.
Oh, I mean, being at the top of the mountain every morning and getting to see incredible sunrises every morning is nice.
Right.
And of course, just getting out riding.
Yeah. And you guys are all summer, I mean, in the winter sometimes, you're up and down all these towers.
Yep.
You get to see these incredible views, wildlife.
Yep.
One of the things that this crew does is, it's a hardy bunch. I mean, they're out in all kinds of weather. So when we get those, what do we get? The snow thunder events, the wind events. Tell our guests a little bit about how we manage wind and wind holds. What does that look like?
It's a difficult. It all depends on the direction of the wind, how it's blowing. Generally, these lifts can run through some pretty strong winds as long as they're not getting blown crosswinds.
Yeah. And you guys have like a gauge that measures it.
The newer lifts have anemometers on the towers
Yep.
that give us references for what the wind speed is.
Yeah.
And even go to the degree of if it blows too hard, the lift will automatically slow down and stop depending on what the speed is.
Wow. Amazing. So Casey here was our project engineer. We replaced this the summer of 24? 23. Eagle Gear, summer of 23 was a hell of a project. Casey worked and his team. It was all consuming, but it was amazing. People ask us all the time, like, what are lifts we're looking at to upgrade and replace? Do you have as we talk about that here, what are some of the lifts that we've talked about?
Oh, I mean, we've talked about Link, Sunrise, Powderhorn.
Yep. Link and Sunrise are two of the older, right?
Yep.
That we still have. Powderhorn as well. We know, we've talked about how we look at that and make that more guest friendly, but we will have more lift upgrades coming. We don't have anything definitive just yet, but Casey, I just want to say a huge thank you to you and your team. I mean, you're incredible. You've been here a long time. We have incredible tenure. The amount of work and knowledge and oversight that goes into maintaining this is spectacular. So thank you so much. All right. Okay, so here behind me, we have our Coca-Cola Red Wagon food truck. This just opened in the last couple of weekends. We're really excited to be able to bring some food options down to the Eagle Terrain Pod because it is located pretty far from Moonbeam. Really excited. We're offering think pocket sandwiches, lots of grilled cheeses. So we have a classic, which is just a classic grilled cheese. We have the local, which has some cheddar and honey, and then we have a fancy that's got like a chutney and some arugula on it. So really excited about this. We also are doing some quesadillas, tenders, and fries because we know skiers and riders love that. So we hope that you'll come down here and check us out. This is open on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. And then I just want to talk about the week ahead. I think by the time this posts, it'll be just running up to our President's Weekend where we have amazing activities going on. I do want to highlight some of our ski and ride clinics. So next weekend we'll have a steeps clinic going on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The following weekend it'll go into a bumps clinic. So if you're looking to improve or hone any of those skills, we have some awesome abilities for you to do that. Check the website. We also continue to offer our weekly geology tours and ski with a ranger. Just really fun ways to learn more about these incredible mountains and canyons that we live in. Next Saturday on President's is the suite of activities, the Alphorn concert, the Avi Dog Show, the Magician. It's our second Solly Park Steel Showdown. So that terrain park will be right out by the Last Chance. Following that, the grand opening of our Sluice Box Bar and upstairs Last Chance. And then that evening we have the amazing torchlight and our last fireworks of the season. Want to remind you at Thirsty Squirrel, which is a 21 up establishment in the village, we continue to offer regular live music on the weekends as well as karaoke. And then also next Saturday is another Nordic Nights. Again, if you haven't checked one of those out, super incredible. And then just on February 19th is our 100th day open. So it's 100 donut days. So for the people that get out here in the morning, we'll have complimentary donuts. Really excited and really big shout out to the team for achieving 100 days already this season. And then on Sunday, the 23rd, is our next Icon pass holder exclusive first track. So that'll be on Sunday, February 23rd from 7:30 to 8. The 3 lower mountain lifts, Apex, Lincoln, Moonbeam will be open just for Icon pass holders. So, hey folks, really excited about having the snow here. It's amazing. It's really helping us improve conditions and expand terrain. And I will see you in 2 weeks.